decided by the school. So in poser punker fashion, we just mooched off all the kids and lived off eating candy bars and bags of nacho chips. Monday hot dog, Tuesday taco, Wednesday hamburgers and chocolate milk, Thursday sloppy joes and burritos in a bag. Friday was pizza day, the best day of the week. It always came with salad and a side of broken beans. Hooray for pizza day, hooray for pizza day. I miss pizza day, the best day of the week.
What's cracklin' porkers? My name is Matthew Connolly, and welcome to Just Guy Things, the world's first and foremost fan cast for diners, drive-ins, and dives. Joining me for the third time is Jennifer Sheffield.
Hello! Greetings.
And David Corsi. I'm sorry about interrupting you. David, how are you? I'm not even going to ask Jennifer how she's doing.
I'm good.
You good? Jennifer,
I'm
how
good.
are you doing? Are you still doing good? Like an hour after
I'm doing great.
the last time I asked you?
I got some ice cream in my belly.
Yeah, it was a little warm in the quote unquote studio.
In the Connolly household.
Yeah, so we had to have an ice cream break because we had just spoke for an hour and 18 minutes straight. And yeah,
I just ate some of the worst donut holes I've ever bought from a gas station.
Oh
so.
no!
Oh, that's up there.
Yeah.
That's up there with bad donut holes.
Honestly, whenever I go to gas stations, I always look at their pastries. I can't ever eat anything because I have a soy allergy, and soy isn't nearly anything cheap.
Yeah.
But I always look.
Yeah, cheap food is pretty delicious looking
I'm
all of the
such
time.
a secret tubby
Yeah.
child.
I'm a not so secret tubby. So this is episode 3 of season 1, and it's entitled Blue Plate Special. Before we even start, I had to Google what the fuck a Blue Plate Special was. And a Blue Plate Special is a term used in the United States by restaurants, especially diners and cafes, which makes it apropos. It refers to a low-priced meal that usually changes daily. Again, apropos of the TV show and episode.
Yes.
So, Jennifer, I'm going to let you kick it off.
All right. First, we hit Patrick's Roadhouse.
We have a celebrity on this episode.
Oh, yeah.
We have 2 celebrities. Patrick's Roadhouse. We had to look this
They went
up.
on the
Patrick's Roadhouse is a celebrity in itself because it shows
True.
up in Point
What?
Break.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
So I learned this when looking up the Yelp reviews.
Yeah, little teaser.
I guess in Point Break. I've never seen it.
Johnny Utah.
No, the guy that starts with a B?
Yeah. Brody?
Brody?
Is it Brody?
Is that the name of the person?
Sure.
Basically references getting,
Meals.
getting food at Patrick's Roadhouse. But it's also a reference to Patrick Swayze because he was in the movie Roadhouse.
Oh, clever.
Yeah.
It's located in Santa Monica, which is why it shows up in a surfing bank robbing movie.
Yes. Makes sense.
And
The owner, cook, man person is Silvio Moreno. He's from Portugal.
he's a Portugal man who has a symmetrical face and beautiful blue eyes.
Which makes him reminiscent of a Bond villain.
Yeah, he's a little on the creepy scale.
I liked him.
Who liked somebody real hard and was very apparent about it? Guy Fieri and the Brazilian waitress.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he introduces by the Brazilian waitress by saying, how can you not be happy here with the smiling service you get? And then it's the very pretty Brazilian woman.
And she's not really in the episode very much, except for just saying that she's beautiful. And then she, smiles and is like, I love customers. And that's it.
Yeah. It is a former rail house, apparently.
Yeah.
I
I like the story about how it became Patrick's Roadhouse.
And what was that?
So, Bill was the previous owner before he died.
This is a good story. Yeah.
He bought it from Roy, who apparently sucked
Yeah, Roy
couldn't make hamburgers.
Roy sucked dick at hamburgers, so he had one of the burgers one of the days, and he took a bite and showed it to Roy, and he was like, "What the fuck is this garbage?" And then Roy was like, "If you don't like it so much, why don't you buy it and do something better?" And so
then he did.
So he did.
Fuck yeah.
American exceptionalism.
But my favorite part about it is it was a guy named Roy who owned it before. Then it was owned by Bill.
And now it's
named Patrick's.
It was named Patrick's, once owned by Bill.
Yes.
Yeah, he did a rebranding of it, and he was like, "Why would I call it Bill's? I want a little degree of separation in case there's a lawsuit. I'm gonna call it Patrick's."
I also like that story because Bill was like, "You know what? I can fucking do it better." And then he bought it, and then he just hired a Portuguese guy to like cook everything for him. He has no idea how to cook. He just hired a Portuguese dude to do it for him.
That's the American way. Am I right? While we're speaking about
foreign people
and again celebrities, Arnold Schwarzenegger used to eat there pretty much every day.
Every day, they said. Yeah.
We don't know the timeline for every day. It could have been like a week he ate there every day.
He got his signature dish.
He ate there so frequently he had a signature
his own
dish.
blue plate special called Bauernfrühstück.
Which means farmer's breakfast.
In German.
Yeah.
Or
we took 1 year of German, so
yeah. We know Frühstück.
We know Frühstück, and I had to look up what Bauern means, and it's.
But according to Guy Fieri, it's Fargerburgers.
Fargenboogers. Because Guy Fieri is a child.
So that was charming.
So after Bill bought the place and died, he now haunts the building?
Yes!
Was a thing?
Yes.
The cook, the Portuguese cook who believes in ghosts, was talking about Bill and how he did him a service.
And then the light flickers.
And then the light flickers, and he points to that. The light flickers in a railway station that was built
old
in
fucking building.
1910, maybe. Something maybe
like the origination of California.
Yeah, the origination of California, and a light flickers, and the guy's like, "Nope, that's Bill. That's Bill." Not that this wiring is really shitty and it might burn down at any time.
I want to know why Bill is haunting Silvio.
Right? I think hear me out here. Silvio has a very symmetrical face, steely eyes, and when he says the word smidgen and Guy Fieri judges him, Silvio looks at Guy like he wants to kill him because he was sent back in time specifically to carry out that task. I think he's the actual Terminator, and that's why Arnold Schwarzenegger was eating there every day. He was actually participating in method acting. He was trying to encapsulate that character that was Silvio.
So Bill was actually murdered by Silvio because he got in the way of Silvio being the Terminator.
Yes.
And that theory is supported by the fact that the most well-known Terminator, Arnold, has an accent, and Silvio also has an accent. So,
Confirmed.
Really, yeah.
Yeah, the programming was bad at Skynet. They didn't know how to make, like, just a Californian accent. They had Portuguese.
Have you heard Microsoft Sam?
Yeah, he can't even say soy correctly. So yeah, that was a funny little insight into what I think Silvio actually is, because he's a terrifying man anytime he looks at the camera.
But nice in a way.
Exactly. Programmed to be nice, to be passively nice, so that you don't get in his way.
I mean, if someone was going to kill me, it would be him. I pick him.
in my slash fic of who will murder me, it's Silvio from Santa Monica, California.
There were way less Terminator or Arnold Schwarzenegger jokes than I expected.
Yeah, there was one, "I'll be back."
That was it.
Like, but from a certain celebrity that said he would be back or something like that. And then there was a little tiny metal plaque. It was like a name tag essentially that was like, Arnold Schwarzenegger was here. and liked the place, maybe. And then there wasn't that much to this episode. There was a kindly old lady who said that the place was a little bit strange, but we like that, which is nice, I guess. And then, do you have any notes?
Silvio won $5 because a guy made a bet that he couldn't fit half, or that he could fit half of a sandwich, I think?
Hamburger.
Something like that. Hamburger in his mouth, and just really was not good at it.
Guy Fieri ate 2 hamburgers in the back of that section within what seems to be 3 minutes?
10 seconds.
There was a Dijon plum burger, which started with a frozen patty, which I was like, it's a little...
But the fruit is bought fresh every morning from the farmer's market.
Yeah, but when you're making a burger and you're buying fresh fruit, I mean, you might as well buy fresh meat, right? And make the patty your goddamn self. Anyways, one of the quotes that Guy Fieri says as he's creating the Dijon plum burger is, Silvio is dressing the buns, and Guy Fieri says, "Is that mayonnaise you're buttering on there?" No, Guy. It's called mayonnaising if you're going to use that as a verb, or spreading. It's not mayonnaise that I'm buttering on, but, you know, because he's foreign and a nice person, he didn't correct his English.
Butter up those buns with my mayonnaise.
And the Dijon plum burger has Dijon mustard on it, and then it has plum jam on it. Guy Fieri takes a bite. He really likes it. He calls it a little strange, but he likes it. The next burger that he tries is a caviar burger, and Guy Fieri is trying so hard not to vomit in his mouth. He takes one bite of it, and he goes, "That's strange." And then that's it. That's his endorsement of it. Is, "That's strange." And they put that in there. So this is the first crack. This is the first chink that I'm seeing in the diners, drive-ins, and dives armor. It doesn't look like these places are bringing the same amount of heat. And it's episode 3. So I'm a little nervous.
There wasn't enough cheese on it.
On the episode itself, I agree. There was not enough cheese on the episode itself. That is a valid...
butter some cheese on this episode.
Yeah, butter some cheese on it. That's all I had of the place. The place is a gaudy building in Santa Monica Boulevard. It used to be one building. They bought 2 more, or 1 more, that made it a bigger building. Mm-hmm. It's a really weird layout. They think it's haunted. It's painted green. It's called Patrick's. It's an Irish place, but run by a Portuguese dude owned...
Okay, we'll just review everything.
Yeah.
I also noted that since it's in SoCal, everyone was either, like, beautiful or looked like a cat.
Yeah, this was the first California place that we saw. So, everybody looked good.
Instead of busted.
We're from California, so we're a little skewed on our interpretation.
Well, but Southern California is a little different.
Southern California is the land of pretty people.
It's just
and cat ladies.
Gorgeous people and people who have had
so much
too much
plastic surgery that they turned into cats.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. What is that coefficient where you're just like, okay, you're looking good. You got a collagen implant. You're looking good. Nose. Okay. Eyes. Oh no. Cat. You've become a cat. Is that 6th surgery in, depending? I don't know.
Ooh, it depends on how talented
the surgeon is.
The surgeon is and what you're working with.
How much of a furry they are, too, is probably put into that. Oh, thank you for coming in, Catkin. Here's your transformative surgery.
Would you like a tail?
Would you like a tail, or do you have a plug? You probably have a plug.
I can't wait for that class action lawsuit where it's just like 20 cat people are like, "What the fuck did you do to my face? You weird cat furry surgeon."
I'm a dog person. How dare you?
I like foxes. I thought I was gonna be a fox.
I am a wolfkin. How dare you turn me into... They're just a bunch of furries doing class action lawsuits against other furries. Oh my god, make that happen.
How do you make that
I don't know.
happen?
It could be a Hulu series, something on Crackle. I don't fucking care. I just want to watch something like that.
Alright, so the next restaurant is the Frosted Mug in Chicago. It's a drive-in.
Yes.
And they dress like cheerleaders, which was
One person. They don't dress like cheerleaders.
2 female employees dress like cheerleaders.
The other guy is a fat 60-year-old who takes Guy Fieri to his basement and shows him how root beer's made.
That was Jim Monaco.
That was Jim Monaco. That's a fake name.
Is it Juan Monaco?
I think it's Jim Monaco.
I don't know.
Juan Monaco is a dope name, though. Oh my god. Dude, did you know whose car you just scratched up?
Do you know Juan Monaco?
You scratched up Juan Monaco's car. You gotta leave the fucking state.
We need to name our child Juan Monaco.
Juan Monaco Connolly. Yeah, so only females below 30 and below 150 pounds had to wear cheerleader skirts in Chicago, which is a cold state. Illinois.
The state
And keep
of
in
Chicago.
keep in mind too that this is like a drive-in place. Like they have to
go
go
outside.
out.
They have to
and,
go outside. Yeah, they can't just like hang out in the diner where it's like, I don't know, 70 degrees. They have to go outside into the windy city with a fucking skirt on.
At one point, one of them tries to explain that, like, oh, yeah, well, we usually do it in a certain amount of time, but, like, when it's colder, it's slower, and she seems, like, in so much pain. She's like, I don't want to go outside when it's that cold, but I have to.
Speaking of, that was the manager. She was a manager
was.
that
Oh,
they
she
put
was?
a skirt
Danielle?
on.
Jesus.
Yeah, Danielle, they were like, hey, launder your fucking skirt. You only got one.
She was cool,
Go
though.
out there. She was cool, but she was
It reminds
demeaned.
me, I don't know how many people have watched Undercover Boss,
I have.
but there was an episode where they go to like, not a titty bar, but like basically like,
Like a
Hooters. And they have to wear bikinis. Oh, bikinis. It's called bikinis.
Oh,
And the girl
Great
is like,
branding.
yeah, I don't want to be in a bikini on this show, so I put on a shirt.
oh, that's nice.
But then the kicker about that episode is that they fucking fire her at the end.
Did you say the Bakicker?
I might have.
That is amazing. If they don't have a cocktail named the Bakicker or some sort of hot burger, they
It's
need
just the
to.
bola with a bikini on it.
That's great. I don't have much about the Frosted Mug. I do have that they had a stolen McDonald's burger called the Texas Burger. It was basically a Big Mac. It was a 3-bunned burger that had she was listing off the ingredients in the same way that McDonald's does the Big Mac. She was like, all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles on a sesame seed bun.
The thing that prompted that was just Guy asking what the sauce was, too, so it was a little bit much.
Yeah. Well, you also said they ordered their Texas burger in Chicago. Makes sense. Which was, you're kind of stretching there, Guy, but also this restaurant seemed a little boring.
Well, we also learned that Guy doesn't have root beer floats nearly as much as he should.
Does not know how root beer floats work. He talks about, like, the bubbles that come up, and it's like, Guy, that's the dairy and the root beer mixing together that forms the bubbles.
Doesn't know if he should use, like a straw.
He doesn't
or
know. Yeah, he asks.
A spoon or
he asks,
chopsticks, a fork,
Do you-
skewers. Like, has no idea how to approach it.
He asks, do you drink it or eat it? And she says, fucking both, dude. Both. There's a solid in there, there's a liquid in there. Figure it out.
And also describes it in the least appealing way that I've ever heard a root beer float described.
Which is hard to do.
It's like a hot tub not working right.
Guy, please do something to your hot tub's pH, because that should not be... Your water should not be as brown. Maybe you shouldn't be filling your hot tub with gravy or root beer, but, bro,
Gravy hot tub
Gravy hot-
sounds pretty good.
that sounds on brand, too, a little bit.
That's his movie. Instead of Hot Tub Time Machine, just Gravy Hot Tub.
Gravy hot tub not
with
working
Guy
right.
Fieri.
Gravy hot tub not working right with Guy Fieri.
Sends you back in time with gravy in a hot tub.
I got a little obsessed with this tiny little moment in this episode, and I watched it like 7 times.
Yes.
There's a moment where I don't even remember what it was. He's taking a bite of something, and while taking a bite of it, you can hear very faintly just Guy Fieri go, "Wow," but like his mouth is full of food and it doesn't move at all. And I watched it over and over, and they definitely like dubbed him just going "wow" over him eating. And it was so like, I thought maybe it was like someone in the background just really like excited to see him eat, but no, it's definitely his voice, but just his mouth is full of food, and they like Foleyed him going "wow." And I seriously, I played it back like 7 times, and I was like, oh my god, why?
We also had a robot Guy Fieri moment where they mashed up a sentence of his.
I think it was like corn dogs or something, and he was like, where they really love these corn dogs. It's I did not notice how much they've dubbed these things, or like cut and chopped and screwed these episodes, but they churn them out, and they don't smooth any of the edges at all.
It's the 3rd episode.
It's the 3rd episode, but you'd think they would fucking start out strong. Maybe it was a pilot, but I don't think they need to do a pilot because
he's the face.
He already had Guy's Big Bite. He's already been a Food Network star. Like, his shit should be polished from the get, and it's not.
Is it ever though?
At the same
Guy's
time,
Grocery
though,
Games is pretty polished.
Yeah, oh yeah. If I was on the production team for Triple D, though, I don't know if I would do anything right. I would just like add in just, I don't know, just like weird horn noises. It'll be fine. Like
just a bunch of Tim Allen's like, over everything.
That would be great. Just like really like slam cuts to like Guy Fieri with his mouth full, and just a Tim Allen. I would watch the fuck out of that.
I mean, he already kind of does the when his face is full of food.
Oh, just whenever his eyes get all wide and innocent when he's taking a bite, just dub in some sound.
All wide and innocent. Jennifer Sheffield about Guy Fieri's eyes. 2017.
Oh, well, have we talked about yet how Guy Fieri, his face looks just like Matt's brother's?
Don't. No.
What?
Don't. No.
True.
We're not talking about that ever.
Is this real?
Yes.
Just the eyes. One of my brothers has the same eyes that Guy Fieri does, and whenever he burns himself on anything, I'm reminded a lot about my brother.
Yep.
His facial features, like his nose and his eyes, looks exactly like one of my brothers, and it's terrifying because I've never made that correlation until now, and now I have to sit with that for 3 years and my life.
Well, the reason like we kind of figured that out was when it's at the end of the episode when they're like goofing around, and it's like,
oh, they put him in a scuba suit.
Yeah.
There's, because
Patrick's
diners
Roadhouse.
have a bunch of silly shit on the walls because you're not supposed to be entertained by the food. You're supposed to be entertained with all the, there's a painting of Nixon, and there's a old Cadillac. I used to have that, and that's a scuba suit. Hey, and then he's just like, give me that. I want it on my body. And then they do it because, he's giving them more customers whenever he visits. I don't have much about the Frosty Mug. It's kind of like a shitty place.
I had a favorite moment.
Was that the place that they talked about? Like, this is real food. It's prepared food. It's not fast food. There was just one sad guy that was talking about.
I think
eating...
that might have been the penguin.
No, I don't think so. The penguin was the creepy
too.
uncle. No.
You refuse.
I refuse. It was the Frosted Mug. There was a guy that wore a bee hat. There was a cursive bee on his hat. He was talking about real food, not prepared food. And then he was brought back, like a camera crew was brought back to his table again. He was like, I could eat fucking 2 of these if I wanted to, because it was the hot sandwich.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
So my favorite moment.
Sorry.
Was this old man is in his truck because it's a drive-in, and he ordered a hot fudge sundae, and he just didn't seem the type, and I thought it was adorable.
Was the Frosted Mug the place that did a half gallon of ice cream? 32 ounces?
It might have been.
Was that the tummy tickler?
I think so, yeah.
The gut buster?
Tim's tummy tickler.
The Mr. Tumnus's tummy tickler? What was it called? The gut buster? I think it was called like the gut buster or something
I don't
unappetizing
know.
that.
I read a review about it saying that it was like $18 or something.
Yeah, but it's a
Jeez.
fucking half gallon
huge-
of ice cream.
Yeah.
32 fluid ounces.
Who's that for?
Somebody who hates themselves and lives in Chicago.
Somebody who loves themselves too much.
Yes, and wants to make more of themselves to love. Or
Exactly.
themselves to love themselves in a short, intense fashion because they die early. That got dark. I'm sorry.
Don't eat ice creams, kids.
Eat ice cream, but not at 32 ounces at a time.
I had like a little 1,000-yard stare going on when you were talking about that. Like, I was, jeez.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. We're fucking cooking through this episode because there's not a lot to talk about.
I much more enjoyed the second episode over this one.
Yeah, Jennifer texted me when she was watching it. She was like, I'm having a ball. I love this episode so much. I'm so excited for you to see it. And I was getting really stoked about it. And then episode 3 came around and I was like, oh, those fun times are not
The
happening.
honeymoon is over.
The honeymoon is over and it's episode 3.
Yeah.
So I think we're kind of fucked if it doesn't get any better than this.
It won't.
Yeah. The Midnight Snack Society comes to a close.
Oh, no,
Episode
no.
3. 3
I
weeks
think-
in and we're done.
I think what we should do, if that happens, we keep the name, we keep like all the social media stuff themed the same way,
I'm
but we
into
just
it.
change the content of the podcast without telling anyone. Just do something else and just
Yeah.
still like introduce it like with the Chow Hounds and all that, but then just talk about some other shit.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping at some point we get like emails. We haven't even plugged our email
Oh,
yet.
fuck. Yeah, we have an email.
It's hey@justguythings.money. HEY @justguythings.money. I'm hoping that
Send us some emails.
send us some emails. If you've gone to a Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives place, tell us. Oh, David.
David, you
David.
went to a Triple D's
I did.
locale.
I need your
Very
field
recently.
report.
Okay, so Baltimore has, as far as I'm aware, it only has 2 places that have been featured on Triple D. One of them is this dinky little pit beef place called
You're
Chaps.
using
Pit
the
beef.
wrong term. It's a funky little place.
Yeah, it's a funky little place. It's like right next to like a strip club and
Did you say
adult movie
pit beef?
store. Yeah, you've never heard of pit beef? It's like
No.
it's just beef that you prepare in a pit, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
What?
But
This sounds like
just,
it's a fighting. Like
Yeah, you put 2 cows
in a
in
pit.
a
no,
small
it's just
enclosed
yeah.
rink, subterranean style.
that
like-
would be nice. Yeah.
Okay,
my
so
favorite type.
pit beef is like a beef that you put in a hole, and then you put in your hole.
just cut it up and put it on a sandwich, and they got all kinds of weird barbecue sauces, and then you eat it.
Okay,
And it's in like one of the worst areas ever. It's like immediate next to a strip club.
Baltimore.
Murder City.
I mean, there's some nice places in Baltimore. I'll get to why I'm making such a big deal about this.
Okay.
It's like right next to a strip club, an adult video store, and like a liquor store. It's like the 3 businesses next to it.
trifecta.
The trifecta. There was a gun store about a block away.
And every time I've been there, there's always been like 3 to 4 cops just like in, like they're like the only customers in there just like eating, probably because they're just required to be in that area for their jobs. And they're like, I guess we should just sit at Chaps Pit Beef all day and eat, whatever. The guy has his own like sandwich there.
Of course they do.
It's called like the Triple D.
I've done a little bit of research into this by just being around somebody that knows way more about diners, drive-ins, and dives than me. But apparently, anytime he visits and features the restaurant at diners, drive-ins, and dives, he has this graffiti stencil that if you want him to put it on a wall, he'll put spray paint on it, and it'll have just like an insignia of his face, and like he'll do his shitty signature and then put the date that he visited on.
Yeah, I believe that. See, Chaps Pit Beef, though, I feel like they
Could they come up with a more unappetizing name, please? Please? Chaps Pit Beef. It's so grating. Yeah, Chaps Pit Beef.
Oh my god.
It is
destroyed the microphone.
It's very good pit beef. I mean, it's on the other side of Baltimore for me, and I go there regularly.
Of beef that you can sort from a hole. Of beef that you can source from a hole, it's very good.
Yeah, yeah. But I feel like they sold their soul to the Fieri Devil or something, because they have like this giant cardboard cutout of Guy Fieri is just like looming over the like main dining table, which is just like a fucking like picnic bench, just like it's like in a building, but it's just like a picnic bench.
Outdoor
inside.
Furniture indoors. We were talking
and it's just
about
like
that.
it's like a giant Guy Fieri cutout just looming over you. And then they have like TVs in there, and all of them are exclusively playing the Food Network constantly. And like I'm worried about them, like if they like got themselves into some kind of financial trouble, and like Guy Fieri is like pimping them out.
Maybe it's like one of those financial websites where other people source your loans, where like the APR is like at 25%. Because everybody's crowdfunding your loan. So maybe Guy Fieri has like a quarter of his stake in the restaurant, and he's like, okay, I'll show up to your place. You gotta give me a quarter of your restaurant. You gotta put up this cardboard sign, and you gotta play the Food Network all of the time.
You started out too adult for me.
APR 22%.
You should have just said Shark Tank, and then I would have been on board.
He's some sort of restaurant shark, where he has taken a quarter of the restaurant in perpetuity. He's making 20 cents per chip on every beef.
See, but then by contrast, I went to the other Baltimore Triple D place.
Wait, you did two?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, he frequents the one.
I frequent the other one.
Okay.
And I have for like a year, but then recently I decided to go to the only other place I knew of that Guy Fieri had been to. And this is a very funky little joint. It's like it's like almost exclusively like breakfast foods, but they're open like 24 hours over the weekends.
I believe it. We've watched how many episodes?
Yeah.
2, 3?
Yeah.
3.
And like 4 of them are a breakfast place.
Yeah, and it's like the house, it's in a very nice area. Like the houses next to it probably cost millions of dollars.
Wow.
And we went there, and it was very good food. I mean, they had like Captain Crunch French toast. It was very expensive. I think I spent like $16 there. My roommate spent like $40 on food.
Holy shit!
Like on accident.
Oh no!
Like they had like a specials menu, and it just didn't have prices on it, so he just ordered 2 of them. And I was like, that's probably a lot of money. And he was like, no, it's probably like, I don't know, $20. And then he got his bill, and it was like $45. And he was like, oh my god, what have I done? But this place had no mention of Guy Fieri anywhere. It was like they like covered it up. Like he wasn't in their menu. There were no like pictures of him. There were pictures of like other like local celebrities, but they had like omitted like anything Guy Fieri related.
Yeah, so they straight up did. Yeah, I stripped a little bit in high school. Yeah. Or not high school. Jesus, that's sad.
Oh my god.
Baltimore. I stripped a little bit in college to pay through my nursing school, but that's not me anymore. I am a nurse. I dress up in pantsuits every day. I've never dated a man named Guy Fieri.
What? Nurse dresses up in pantsuits? Don't they wear scrubs?
They wear scrubs, but their relax clothes are pantsuits. They're like, I'm on the Hillary Clinton.
Just Clinton it up.
They're just Clinton it up. They're listening to saxophone music. wearing sunglasses and wearing pantsuits and trying to learn how to dab desperately to connect to the youths. Hillary dabbed.
Teach me how to Dougie. Is that still a thing?
Everybody does it, right? Do we still Soulja Boy? How do I Yule?
All right.
Hey, killed that bit.
Okay, too far. So it was good food, but overpriced.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad I went, but I would probably never go back ever in my life.
But you will go back to the whole beef, right?
Oh yeah, Chaps Pit beef, dude, so fucking good. It's like you can buy just like a pound of ribs for like $7 or something. It's really something beautiful.
I need to source my meat from a hole more frequently.
Yeah,
From a pit.
From a pit.
yeah, it's some good whole meat.
Speaking of whole meat, we've got a whole lot of meat in this next dive because it's Penguin Drive-In, and their main thing that they do is balls of meat. It's in North Carolina.
Yeah, North Carolina. In Charlotte, I think.
They've got 3 types of burgers. They got a small block, which is 1 patty. They've got a big block, which is 2 patties. And they've got a full-blown hemi, which is 3 patties of cheese and meat, and then lettuce, tomatoes, and shit. It barely fits on the bun. They've got to put like 15 toothpicks in it to keep it up. They've got like a suspension bridge on the plate just to like steady it.
It didn't look like food to me. It looked like
a challenge,
like elementary schoolers like shitty project. Like it just there was a guy eating it, and like Guy Fieri's like, "You're eating this?" Like,
yeah, the guy
gross.
who was eating this pointed at his ponytail and went, "Yes, I'm eating this."
He was everybody's creepy artistic uncle.
What was really creepy about this artistic uncle is he did source a child to watch him eat food.
Oh yeah.
This makes me look less creepy. Here, child, come with me. I will eat a giant sandwich in front of you.
This kid is so stoked about being with his creepy uncle who forces us to watch him overeat. Guy Fieri goes like, "Do you think he's gonna be able to eat it?" Because it was like the last bite, and this kid has no reaction at all. Is just stone cold. I don't want to be part of this at all. And then Guy Fieri immediately goes, "Okay!" And then the guy puts the last bite of burger in his mouth and makes a terrifying face. And
we accidentally paused on it.
yeah, because David was like, "Give me an ETA on when you're done," because I needed to rewatch the last episode because I didn't take any show notes because I was pretty tipsy at the end of it. End of yesterday. And
and today.
And no, I'm fine. And yeah, he was making a very weird face. Speaking of weird faces, I'm jumping around here, but there was a Fifth Element alien that was on this episode. I posted it on our Twitter at Fieri Tales. I just basically said, "What are you?"
Was that the guy with the very tiny tie?
The very tiny tie. The very big
Where'd
eyes.
he buy that tie? What the fuck?
Brooks Brothers Boys, I think. I think that was a boy-sized, wide zoot suit tie that he then just sourced for his tall body. He was very... What did you call him?
Alternative Fred.
Alternative Fred.
I've named him Alternative Fred.
Alternative Fred is very, very appropriate for this man because he talked about you can find all types here. You can find the alternative types. You can find people in suits. And he grabs his tiny little tie like, yes, I'm one of those people who are in suits. No, you are an alien. You have tried to assimilate into the North Carolinian culture. You're doing probably a pretty good job at it, but
the Penguin seems like an establishment for aliens, though.
The Penguin is a cover, right? It's like a laundering money thing because it's owned by
Greg Otten.
It's not owned by Greg Otten.
That's true.
Greg Otten is
Brian Rowe is the owner.
Brian Rowe, who wears what white supremacist German bikers wear. He's got like the black flat cap hat. He's wearing like all black clothes, wearing black sunglasses.
Yeah.
Greg Otten is a fat Jesse James.
He's a carny.
He's a carny. He learned how to cook from a carny. And he's, to add to his carnyism, he has a kiss tattoo that says, like, live by the rules of midnight or whatever, or something something stupid like that. And he was like, I live the rules of late afternoon now.
I thought it was pretty. He was nice.
He was charming, but he was also a guy that flips crack cocaine.
He had a very fucking cute little star tattoo behind his ear.
He
and I
did.
thought it was adorable.
Hashtag Presh.
It was so cute.
Jinx.
Jinx. He also had spiderweb tattoos on the back of his elbows, which means he's been locked up at least once. If prison tattoo culture is what I believe it is. I've watched a couple of episodes of Locked Up on A&E. I think I know a little bit about tattoos.
I want to talk more about the owner.
Please
because
do.
For me, he reminded me of like a punk bad guy, kind of like the bad guy in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. You know?
Oh, yes, he did look a little bit like Doc Brown.
He was
but
very scary.
He was wearing stuff that could conceal his face if he had chemical burns. Or chemical burns that turned him into a cartoon anytime he wanted to.
Yeah.
He made me look like this!
Wonderful. I'm so glad you did that. No attempt to stop.
No, can't stop, won't stop.
There were some really great people there, including that man who hated pickles but loved fried pickles.
Oh, state attorney Anthony
You called him
Weiner.
Anthony Weiner, yeah.
Anthony Weiner loved the pickles there. They were fried. And then he also talked about how he never had a hamburger or something. Something fucking crazy. And was like, I love them here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
a character.
He was a character that I'm pretty sure was avoiding a sex scandal at the Penguin Club. Again, another reason that this thing is a cover, because it's a half of a bar, but they had to, by state regulations, have a breakfast place in there at the same time. That's why the biker dudes owned it at first.
Oh, interesting.
They bought it up, and the reason why Greg Otten got to run the place was because he catered that dude's biker wedding.
True, I forgot about that.
Yep. Corruption, family ties. I'm pretty sure that's run by the HA. Hells Angels.
Thanks.
I know my slang.
There was also this little girl there who was just an idiot.
Oh my god.
It's fine. She was a young child girl, but
Child girl.
Still an idiot.
I married a Martian. Did anybody know that? She was a young child girl.
I belong.
Human child girl.
The penguin. With alternative Fred.
She was asked how good the food was there, and instead of saying very good or giving like 2 thumbs up and like a cheesy grin, she then mimed that the food was huge. She did big arms, like, oh, so big. She fell back into her seat because she was doing it so hard.
It was also about a hot dog.
It was about a hot dog. He asked how good the hot dogs were, and she did big hands, which, I mean, you know, size does matter.
It's a big hot dog.
Right? But also
Ladies.
she's like 7, so that's a little gross. Jennifer, why? Why did you do that? Next!
Oh, there was the policewoman. There were a lot of strange people there.
There was a policewoman there who liked chili and liked coleslaw, so she liked the burger.
But she also had, like, the deadest eyes.
Speaking of people with dead eyes eating food there was another thing that I rewound about 4 times. One of the ladies was talking about how good the burgers were, and they did some B-roll of her eating, and she did, like, a fat breath and had dead eyes while she was eating a burger. She just kind of, like, stared off into the middle distance and just jammed some of the burger in her face. I think I'll make a GIF and I'll put it at Fieri Tales, because it's real good. I see alternative Fred. Oh! Yep. So, Guy Fieri probably had, like, a meat hangover at the end of the episode. because as he was doing his closing notes, he says that he's going to hit up a bunch of other funky joints.
He literally says joinks, and they kept that take.
He stumbled over every single word in that, 5-second little line read?
Yeah.
He was like, and we've got a bunch of other places to hit, like funky joinks, and it was terrible. They kept it. Which makes me think that nobody listens to the audio until they're about to produce it. They're about to send it over to the Food Network, like they've beamed the satellite tape over, and they send it, like they get an email back going like, "This episode's fucked. What are you doing?" And so that then they make him go, "I love these corndogs."
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't bring out Robot Guy to say joints right.
Yeah. Because, I mean, joinks and joints looks like you're mouthing the same word.
Yeah.
Another thing that Robot Guy did that I remember that... Oh, God. So, they gave him access, like, full carte blanche access to corn dog batter and a fryer.
Oh, yeah.
And if you know Guy Fieri, don't leave him unattended. So, they have this pimento cheese thing, which is apparently pepper jack and pimentos and shit like that. And...
Excuse me. Sorry for cutting you off there.
So they've got this. We're editing that out, I think.
I'm sorry, babe.
We're pretty sloppy, but we're not that sloppy.
I had to sneeze.
So they've got this little thing called like pimento jack. It's like a grilled cheese sandwich, but with more
Pimento cheese, yeah.
Yeah, with pimento cheese. I've never heard of pimento cheese.
I don't know, but
it
sounds wonderful.
Yeah, it's. You're testing me. So they leave him unattended around a corn dog batter and bacon, and he's just like, he's fucking monking it up. He's like phrasing he's making picture frames in his hands. He's like got math equations going on in his head. He sets like 3 layers of bacon. He then wraps it up in like a cheese layer. And then I think he wraps up another bacon or maybe some turkey.
I thought he wedged it in a hot dog.
He might have wedged it in a hot dog. And then he batters that and fries it. And then Greg Austin, whatever his name is.
Otten?
Greg Otten. Greg Otten's like, that's pretty funny. And Guy Fieri's like, oh no, you're doing this with me. And then he makes him eat half of it. Another thing that I forgot to mention, at Patrick's Diner, Silvio makes a hamburger, and he starts walking away with it, and Guy Fieri goes, "What are you doing with that?
Oh, yeah.
Bring
He's
it back
"No,
here."
I'm eating that.
And then Silvio is forced to watch him eat a hamburger. There's a lot of, like, food-related personal abuses that I think Guy Fieri does. Like, there's this thing that I've noticed in watching, like, YouTube clips of Guy Fieri eating, because there's a lot of that. But, like, that's a YouTube hole that I'll go down. I'll go down the kid side of YouTube, where they do, like, Hatchimal unboxings and, like, Wonder Egg, like, custom Wonder Egg opening things. And then I'll watch Guy Fieri eating things. And
No, I don't understand.
Guy Fieri eating things is often accompanied by people around him, like very close, because they still need to be in the shot, but not making eye contact or looking away as soon as he eats it. Because he's going like, no, you need to watch this right now. And then he starts eating it, and they just can't.
The poor cameraman.
The cameramen, they just need to make sure that the shots lined up, and they probably look away too. That's probably why all the audio's fucked up, because people are just like, oh, is he eating? I'm walking away now. they just set the boom mic like against a counter and just walk away.
Just like,
Okay.
Hang out.
Sorry about that long side note.
Are we ready for some reviews?
Oh, I'm so ready. My body is ready.
Wait, can I just say...
Yes.
Am I the only one who thinks it's weird that this place like sells like fried pickles and corn dogs and hot dogs, and then they also just make fucking hummus? Like,
Oh, yeah!
what
the
a
black bean
weird
hummus.
combination.
They make...
Like, I just don't understand.
So the thing about the hummus is it's poorly executed too. If you looked at like the hummus, it's gray. Yeah. It's a gray hummus.
Yeah.
Because it's mixed with black beans. And Guy even throws a little bit of shade at it. He says that's the planned chaos of the place. So that's basically him saying they have no fucking clue how to run a restaurant.
Throwing some shit in there.
They're throwing some shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. And apparently black bean hummus. Seemed like a good cook, though. No, because Guy Fieri was like, this is not normal hummus when he ate it. Because he was like, this is some hummus with some kick to it. And if Guy Fieri says some kick to it, it's got to be spicy, right?
Doesn't have enough bacon in it.
Doesn't have enough donkey sauce. I don't know what donkey sauce is. I tried to set up an Amazon
real
sweepstake where people get donkey sauce if they enter, but he doesn't sell donkey sauce by the bottle yet. Guy, I'm starting a campaign. You need to bottle that donkey. Bottle that donkey sauce. Hashtag bottle that juice.
Bottle that donkey sauce.
Nope. You know what this podcast is named. I'm not very great at branding.
Oh, no.
Okay. Jennifer, start reading reviews.
All right. We got Patrick's Roadhouse in Santa Monica. Adam
off Encinitas.
Thanks. If you ever watched the Californian skit, it is pretty accurate.
Yeah, if you want to be a Southern Californian, just say a bunch of road names. Yeah. I took Fountain down to La Cienega, and then I hit Santa Monica, and I turned right.
Went up Topanga Canyon Road.
We went on Topanga Canyon Road. We hit up Tia and Tamara. Yeah, so that.
All right. Adam Jacob Cram gave a 1-star review.
Shit.
Oh, my God.
He says, I walked into the restaurant today. My partner walks in first, and the owner, who is 50 or so, starts talking to her like a 13-year-old girl. Hey, precious. Hey, cutie. How you doing? With a tone. I walk in behind her, and he stops me instantly and doesn't even say hello to me. So I walk up to him and politely tell him he should talk to women entering his place with respect and not like they are his precious items. I was banned from the place. Response from the owner. Yes, you were. You are a persona non grata. Banished to Denny's. Boom.
Damn.
Whoa. I love when when restaurant owners on Yelp clap back like that, because it's so good. Because then you know that the restaurant does actually have problems. If they've got time to start doing some PR stuff, like Amy's. You remember Amy's?
Oh,
that bakery?
Amy's Bakery, yeah. Amy's
yeah,
Baking
where they're
Company.
just like, no, these people are garbage. They're garbage. They're trolls. I hate them. Like, you know that person is the crazy one in that regard. I'm so glad Silvio knows how to use a computer.
I don't know. I think they went
Well, of course he knows how to use a computer, right? Because he's part of Skynet.
True. He is a computer.
Yeah.
Don't ever forget that Silvio is the Terminator.
Yep.
Roger Massa. This is why I know about the whole. What's that movie called? I haven't seen it. Point Break.
Point Break Connection.
The Point Break thing. He said he gave a 5-star review. And then this is the whole review. Doesn't say anything about the food. Bodhi used to come here a lot during his surfing/bank robbery days in the summertime after he went to Tower Records to buy CDs. And then I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? So then I found from IMDb that it was about the Patrick's Roadhouse being referenced in the movie Point Break. So that was fascinating.
Yeah, we were going to watch Point Break this afternoon, but then we just decided to take a nap because we had to do what feels like 18 hours of recording.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So much triple D's.
Okay, next one?
The next one is from Hatton Pack.
Cool name.
It's a 5-star review, and I honestly just set aside this review because of the picture of Hatton Pack. Is a gray-haired elderly woman wearing a hat.
linguistic anthropology teachers. She looks like that.
Yeah.
Just like when your
Pat.
professor has like a web portal that they kind of use, but it only has one background and the text is not formatted, but they figured out how to upload a picture of themselves. That's the picture. We don't even need to post it in show notes because you've got a mental image in your mind of who that person is.
I had a historical linguistics professor who I think he was British, and he just like sat in the chair and like waggled his finger the whole time. He was like one of my favorite professors.
That sounds like a British professor. Did he do a lot of tutting? No, I mean dancing like a Jabberwocky.
Oh, okay. Yes, then he did.
Oh,
he
okay,
did.
cool.
The Frosted Mug in Chicago, I didn't get any reviews from because it's permanently closed.
No!
It closed like a year after the show was shot.
Wow,
Oh.
it was a really boring fucking episode, so...
Yeah,
True.
true.
And for the Penguin drive-in, Charlotte, they evidently have some new management going on, and people aren't liking it.
The crack cocaine is just not the same anymore. Yeah. I used to be able to get my speed fix and then blow out my arteries with a full-blown hemi burger. Now I can't do that anymore.
I miss dipping my corn dog in hummus.
The grayest hummus. Oh, it was so good. Have you ever had hummus that was slate? I have, and it is to die for.
Like, I need a new backsplash. Let's just slather some hummus up on this wall.
Spackle that hummus.
Looks just like subway tile.
So, do we have any?
Yeah, we have some reviews. Don Little gave a 1-star review.
DAWN. It's not like a
Dawn.
mafia.
It's
not
Dawn
a mafia
Little.
boss, Don Little. I was so excited. The service was horrid. Did not like looking at my server's butt crack.
Yep.
Damn.
And then there's some more, like, actual review about the pickles weren't so good.
The tempura hot dog?
You mean corn dog?
You mean corn dog? Hot dog tempura is probably the coolest spy name ever, but also a terrible food name.
Yes, it is called the corn dog. And then she said pimento ches.
The pimento ches. Sorry, Jennifer, I don't want to correct you on pronunciation, but that's pimento shay.
Oh. The pimento che.
The pimento shaw. Next one?
And then Tim Warden gave a 1-star review as well. Said, guess I'll give it a 1 star since I can't give it any less. This is surely not the same penguin that was featured on 2 TV shows.
What?
Yes, so it was both on Triple D's and Man Be Food.
Which makes sense
Sure.
because that food was terrifying looking.
Yeah.
And
You do need a man to, like, versus it. Like,
Yes. It is an affront to humankind, and you need to tackle it down.
But this wasn't the same restaurant with the, like, tripled stack.
It was.
It was?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was the full-blown hemi.
Oh, okay. So,
They
you
had
probably...
the short block, the long block, and then
and
the full-blown hemi.
yeah. Yeah, we should check that out. Wonderful footage of a man eating a full-blown hemi. So he says apparently it's changed hands. Yeah, the service was terrible. And one worker even appeared high or hungover. It was hotter than Hades in there. Probably didn't have the AC on since they're not making money. So it's pretty wretched review.
I think there's never a place where I would be in such dire straits as a restaurant owner that I wouldn't turn the AC on if it was working. The answer to that is much more likely that the AC was broken instead of going like, no, I can't spend $20 more today by having the AC running on from 8 to 12 when we're open. Let's turn it off. It's under lock and key. No. No.
No.
Although, maybe that's a more frequent thing because Jesse Medina's egg place also was hotter than Hades, including the bathroom, which was so hot that one of the customers felt the need to complain about the bathroom temperature too.
To tell everyone about his warm dump.
Maybe this is a more frequent thing than I'm used to. Okay, next one.
Philip Ellison gave a 2-star review. And just, dear listeners, please sit down and hold your mouth closed.
Yeah, if you've got a
tight.
gag reflex, maybe, like, take this podcast to a bathroom. Or just hope that you're outside and not in a car.
Just put a bowl in front of you.
Yeah, Ebola.
No, a bowlie. Just throw up your bowlies into a bowl.
Okay.
Alright. It was friendly, but I felt like the service was a bit sloppy. The burger was real pink, and there was an eyelash in the cheese.
Oh.
And then they say just kind of ruined it for me. The fries were great, though.
Fries were great. Not a lot of eyelashes in those. That is pretty cool about those. But the cheese.
But some hairy cheese.
I like how the cheese is the only thing with an eyelash in it that they could discern. They couldn't discern that there was an eyelash in the hamburger.
And I want to know how they knew it was an eyelash and not like an eyebrow or something. Or like a beard
Pube.
hair. Like, did it have mascara on it? Like,
been.
was it like blue mascara or something
Yeah.
like that? Something
Was
terrifying.
it very, very curly? Because, you know, it could be just an eyebrow or an eyelash that was cooked. Or a hair that was cooked and kind of had the time to curl up like bacon. This is gross. This is not cool. This is Yuck City right now.
Ooh, let's get out of Yuck City
Yeah.
and take me to Flavor Town.
Take you to Flavor Town. There's nothing else to this podcast except a strong call to action. I implore you to listen to our podcast on iTunes if you can. Like and comment it, rate and comment it.
Rate and review.
Yeah, if you could rate it and not be too mean with your reviews, make sure that they're constructive criticism.
Don't be as mean as we are to Triple D's.
Yeah, we're not all unflappable food network hosts. Guy Fieri knows and is comfortable with what he is. We're not. We don't have that. I'm 23 and living in an apartment in a small town because that's what I can afford. So, you know.
I mean,
yeah.
As are most of us.
Yeah, but I can't handle it.
We're not Guy Fieri.
Guy
what
Fieri
we're
is
saying.
old
He's
Ironsides.
rich as fuck.
He's rich as fuck. He's used to it. He looks the way he does on purpose because that's his brand. He understands and embraces it. We're not that.
Be nice to us. Thank
be nice to us. Rate and review. Follow us on Twitter if you can at Fieri Tales. I'm trying to post things all of the time. I'm also trying not to flood with a lot of podcast whoring that I see a lot of other smaller podcasts are doing, where they like tweet at podcast retweeting things and like retweet other people's stuff. I'm just trying to make our brand something that's kind of
my brand
chill, laid back, but danceable.
That's like you're wonderful.
Yeah,
it's me saying my brand.
We're on Google Play Music now. Our Facebook page is very, very small. The thing about social media, if I can just go on a tangent here.
All right, go ahead.
It makes me feel like a crazy person because I'm just yelling into the dark, essentially, by going like, "Hey, we did this thing. Nobody cares. Okay, share this
with your friends
to
if you
nobody
enjoy it,
because
please.
nobody is on our Facebook page except like us as moderators."
If you hear this, please show other people.
Hey, if it makes you feel better, when I was in high school, I had a Tumblr blog where I would just get like really stoned and just post like really stupid shit.
So
and
Tumblr.
I did this, yeah. I mean, I did this for like a year and like no one noticed. And now I see things I posted when I was 17 and high showing up on like best of Tumblr like meme pages.
No.
Whoa!
And I'm like, whoa, that's
Tumblr
me.
famous.
Holy shit!
Well, no, because I deleted it and got out of that
shit.
whole thing. But the point is, it happens eventually. Just keep shouting into the void until the void answers.
I'm kind of a big deal because I got 300 followers of my vocabulary blog.
What's terrible about that is she has something that's like intellectual, and
I can't market this to them.
No, we can't tap into that. You can't just go like, hey, I'm posting all of these cool words that have a lot of meaning and a lot of depth. Also, listen to the show that we make fun of a fat man for eating.
I mean, it's not that bad.
He's not that fat. I mean, he's TV fat for sure.
When you say fat man, I don't think you mean like physically how he looks. We wouldn't make fun of someone for how they look.
Cool. He's fat.
Yeah, he's p-hat.
But he also he eats. No, I'm still sticking with the F. he just acts like a fat person. Like, it hasn't affected his body that much. No, he's fine physically, whatever. He's just gross. That's really what you mean.
True.
There's a point of hugeness where you start taking bets on how much you can eat. Because he asked Silvio, like, I bet you $5 I can fit half of this in my mouth. And then anytime...
He flew too close to the sun on that one.
Anytime that there's like a fork that's in his mouth, he always eats it to where the fork starts to turn into a handle. Like, he hits it to the hilt.
All right. Strong call to action.
Strong call to action. Like us, please. Please
also,
like us.
Thanks
strongly.
to our music people. Again.
Thanks to our music people. Aquabats did the intro.
Sun Club did the outro.
Yep. Thank you. They didn't have to do that, but they did. They're really cool bands. They're both on iTunes. They're both on YouTube. Listen to more of their music because a lot of it's really, really good.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Jennifer.
Ciao. Ciao, hounds.
Later.
See ya.
It's the